Here I'm messing with the computer, also putting these tapes together for you. We've got some movies that we thought you might enjoy. When I was up to Wausau last spring, Dorothy was digging through her closet and found a box of old movie film, 16 millimeter, that my dad and mother and I had taken back in the late 30s. We sent them to Walgreens and had them put on a tape. And this is what you're going to see to start with. Then we'll follow with the movies that Gail and I have made through the years with all of you, and including Jeffy, Shannon, Colin, Julie, and by 1988 we got the video camera, so we don't have videotapes on here. This is all just the movies, converted movies. So we hope that you will sit back and relax and enjoy. And the movies that were taken in the late 1930s and 40s, you got to remember that there was no automatic exposure control. It had to be done with a light meter. So some of these movies are a little bit unreadable. I'll give you comments though as we go through them. And I've left everything in, just as Dad shot it, just as Mother shot them, and as I shot them back in 1938, 39, 40, and 42, 44, 45, up through 1950. No, 1948. So bear with it. If the scenes get a little bit intolerable and you can't listen to my commentary, just fast forward. That'll take care of it. Okay? Get your popcorn ready. Don't have to watch it all in one time. Just sit back and relax. And here we go. Well, here we are. We're up at Uncle George's cottage at Lake Tomahawk, Wisconsin. And he has the gathering of the family. The cottage was about 10 miles southeast of Minocqua. And on this particular Saturday, he had all the relatives, actually. They were all coming out to have their pictures put in the movies. I'll give you an explanation as to who they were in a short minute. Got a little musical background with Glenn Miller, who was popular at the time. And there's Uncle George and Aunt Winifred, the host and hostess of the cottage. It's a whole troop, all relatives. In-laws, not laws. Winifred decided to go back in. There is my mother pointing up to my grandmother Whiteman in the black dress. Next to her is my Aunt Erna, and followed to her right is Aunt Marge and Uncle Ernie Boileau. The rest of the people I can't see, so I don't know who they are. Uncle George there, and Aunt Winifred. George was my dad's older brother, and there's my dad in his Palm Beach jacket, smoking away on cigarettes. My mother on the left, my grandmother Whiteman in the black, my Aunt Marge Boileau, and my Aunt B. Hughes, the mother and three girls. My two aunts, my mother and my grandmother. How's that? Uncle George smoking away on a cigarette, as usual. Here's my dad and Aunt Winifred putting on a mock wedding. My dad was always up to some sort of mischief, and this was it for the day, apparently. He had his hair combed down nicely. First bangs of the next generation, I guess. Here's Aunt Marge and Bee. You're getting a good laugh out of it. Bee and Clarence Hughes, aunt and uncle. These people I don't know. And Marge and Ernie Boileau. My Aunt Marge, Uncle Ernie. Grandma, Aunt Erna Whiteman. My dad with Agnes DeVoe, sister to Winifred Silbernagel, my Aunt Winifred. Here's my mother and the young man who was apparently caretaker and some sort of relative to the DeVoes. Uncle George had a Chris Craft, wooden Chris Craft boat. It was something else, inboard motor, and could go like a bandit. He took us, whoops, there I am, a big foot in the way, Dorothy. And we were out on the lake, and I think it's probably Lake Tomahawk, sky blue water. Sky is just as blue as ever. No pollution to worry about during those days. The environmental situation hadn't developed. Population was 94 million. Now we've got 250 million in the United States. How about that? More people, more pollution. This lake fed by a chain of lakes into Lake Minocqua, so that George could take the boat and go all the way to Minocqua. That's me on the right and Bill Black on the left. Bill Black was the son of the plant foreman. Here George has got a load full of people, and he's taking them out in his Chris Craft. He could really pump that thing around. And he knew the channels pretty well. There's my mother out in the back of the cottage. And she turns around, looks to see what Ed was doing. That's my dad. And she figured she better give him a word here. It was a nice cottage, comfortable, well kept. Uncle George with his Cocker Spaniel, golden Cocker Spaniel called Taffy. That was the only member of his family, and which was true of all the other aunts and uncles. No one had children except my mother and dad. Naturally, Dick and Dorothy and I were the star in everyone's eye, and we were spoiled rotten too. More of the cottage. Dad liked this cottage, but, well, he liked taking pictures of it. Didn't necessarily like being up there because he had to entertain clients for the most part. People would come up from Chicago and they take them out there. This is the apparently a guide, one of the fishermen guides that Dad and George knew. And who the women are, I have no idea. He shows us his catch for the day. How about that? That doesn't look like George's boat either. Here's Neighborhood News by Ed Silbernagel. This is black and white film that I took. Got 100 foot of film through Mechanics Illustrated ad for $2.50. We then sold 10 foot for 25 cents. Didn't make any profit, but at least we got the film. We got our money back. There's Dick on the left, Sid Kyler in the back. And the guy in the middle now is Johnny Slade. Johnny Slade is Dick's buddy. Sid Kyler was my right-hand crony at that age. And we saw a lot of each other. This gal happens to be June Westerfield. She lived in one house north of us on Oakwood Boulevard. Nice gal, and still lives in Wausau from what I understand. A friend of Dorothy's here. 5 blocks west of our house on Oakwood Boulevard was an old abandoned water wagon and a road grader. It made an ideal place for us kids to play, climb on, and no playground equipment around out here. The fact is, there wasn't any playground as far as I knew in that area. We use this as a clubhouse and whatever else. You could crawl inside it and have meetings, etc. This is Ruthie Von Kennel on the left, another neighborhood girl, Johnny Slade coming out, Sid Kyler, and then Dick. Ruthie Von Kennel I met in Wausau about 3 months ago. She's now a little old white-haired granny with grandchildren, etc. First time I'd seen her in 50 years. I also ran into Sid, and he's kind of bald. Fact is, he's all bald, and owns an advertising agency in Wausau. And more activity in the neighborhood. A couple other neighborhood kids, along with Sid in the pattern shirt. But Oakwood Boulevard, as you look around there, you can see a lot of open lots. And those were the remainders of a big addition that was built in the 20s. When the Depression came along, there was a lot of open land. This is Charlie Slade. He lived kitty corner across the street from us. He was the son of Russell and Winifred Slade. And Russell Slade was the assistant principal of the Wausau Junior High School. Johnny Slade was his son. Whoops, there goes Sid. Whoops. Very dramatic effect. And then we had 4th of July, naturally, with all kinds of firecrackers. Up. There goes one. This is taken in the backyard behind our fence, which separated the front part of the side yard and the back part. This is our answer to the charcoal grill and the gas grill. Good old fireplace. Put wood in there, fire up, and cook hamburgers. Tasted great, too. As you can see, the mortar job on that fireplace wasn't that great. Here's a little... there goes my fingers again. Didn't get any cut fingers doing that. I practiced that a lot. Ha. Here's Dorothy with a friend out in the side yard at Oakwood Boulevard. Oh, we get Dorothy out of the picture now. That's better. Who the friend is, I'm not sure. Dad had installed a flagpole, which was a bunch of pipe in the side yard, and every day during the spring, summer, and fall, he'd bring out the flag and run her up. This was in 39-40, just before we got into the war. These are neighborhood kids over on, I think it's Eau Claire Boulevard. A lot of, this is a house that Dad and Mother bought on Kent Street, just off of Grand Avenue, and then they turned around and rented it to Marge and Ernie. Marge and Ernie lived in it for 10 to 15 years until they moved back downtown. Nice home, limestone front, clapboard siding. Now been added to and still looks good. There's another new home. I think this one was on Eau Claire Boulevard. And I think the kids are the Cassidy kids, according to what Dorothy has told me, if that makes any big difference. And more kids. Neighborhood kids. Now this is Harold Campfield. He was the tap dance expert of the junior high school, and was involved in various shows, skits and stuff. And Harold apparently throughout his life worked at various things, and now he doesn't work anymore. He's got a health condition and sits and watches TV. He doesn't tap dance anymore either. But that's the way it goes. After 50 years, you age. More grubbies in the neighborhood. This is about a block north of our house on Oakwood Boulevard. You see a lot of open spaces there. Those are all now filled up and have homes on every lot in the area. Charlie Slade. Good old Charlie. As he grew up, he got involved with the bottle, and it died about 5-10 years ago of alcoholism. This is at St. James Church in Wausau. Why I took these particular people, I don't know, because I don't know any of them. They were just coming out of church. The guy on the right, though, was my roommate at UW in Madison, George Stevens. This is Curtis Merrill, the guy with the hat, and his grandmother, and his grandmother's name was Mrs. Curtis. Guess where he got his first name from? Owen Held worked at the Favorite Tea Room, restaurant and gas station. That's where I had my first job at 20 cents an hour back in 1939-40. Airplane coming into Alexandra Field at Wausau. It was the name of the field because the Alexanders donated the land to build the airport. This is Ben Silbernagel's dog. Ben bought 10 foot of movie film, and he didn't want to be in it, so he said, take a picture of my dog. So we did. It was a nice little dog. The airport, the plane brought in were Army planes. They were flown in by Sammy Sardarsky, and they were training bomber training planes. He was a major in the Air Force at that time, Air Corps. This is Curtis Merrill's mother, Helen Curtis, and she'd taken her life in her hands by riding in that Hudson terraplane. Floated along great, but it had a tendency to roll over when you took a curve too sharply. You turned a corner too sharply. Bill Merrill, now a producer of off-Broadway productions in New York City. Again, we're back to Curdy. They bought a lot of film, at least 20 feet. Eau Claire Boulevard, looking to the west, and again to the east. Here's the brother Claire held, Owen held, worked at the gas station also. This is me with Buddy, the resident at the gas station and restaurant. He's quite a friendly little Boston Bulldog. Every spring, the Wasatch Junior High School had a field day outing at Marathon Park. So all the kids and all the teachers were given off for the day, and we could all go out to the park and putz around, which we did. The building in the background, the exposition building, is still there, still being used. There are a couple of cronies, and they had the racetrack around there with trotting horses. That's my homeroom teacher, Mr. Larson, on the right. On the left is Mr. Betcher, principal of the high school, junior high school. Mr. Slade, Johnny Slade's dad, was assistant vice president of the high school. And a little band music. There's Russell Slade up to pitcher's mound. And Mr. Betcher, the principal of the junior high school at that time. All the teachers were involved in the baseball game, one group of teachers against the other group. How they split them up, I don't remember, I don't know. Actually don't care. There's Russell Slade making his big move around the bases. He had hit a run, or apparently got a run. Mr. Larson again was a catcher. Then you know that Tennessee is not very far. Background music is from Glenn Miller, because at that time it was Glenn Miller and Tommy Dorsey and Jimmy Dorsey. There's Mr. C.A. Hooper here. This was our algebra teacher. Never forget the guy. Monument at Marathon Park. And we took the bus home, so I had to shoot a picture on the bus. The buses started service in Boston in 1940. Prior to that, we had streetcars. Took all the streetcars off in 1940 and put the buses on. This is Eau Claire Boulevard going out toward Grand Avenue. Another neighborhood chum. Somewhere along the line, the band took a trip down to a band tournament, and they all had to pile on the Milwaukee Road Hiawatha. This is at the Milwaukee Road Railroad Station in Wausau. And the band wasn't the only ones on the train. They had a pretty good load of people going, as you can see from the baggage cart. This is a little bit hard to tell who is what on this particular segment here. And the only reason I could tell it was a band tournament or some type of thing involving the band was the horn. And that wasn't me holding it. They were loading up. Now we had the following year, Dad gave me color film to use at field day, and this is Bob Tallier, a redheaded buddy of mine from high school who eventually became one of the ushers at my wedding. Larson, better picture of him this time because it shows his red hair. All these people, you add 50 years to them. Some of them are around, some are not. The ones that are around are generally grandmas and grandpas, gray-haired, the Gray Fox Brigade by now. Ned Grable, he isn't here. He died. Notice that jazzy bike. We had to get pictures of the girls, naturally, and they all had to act like girls do. Oh, what do you mean by that, Ed? Oh, there's me and Bob Tiller and Eileen Taylor. Another high school buddy. You can hardly see this unless you clean your screen. and turn off all the lights. It's me with a sports coat on, standing by the flagpole in the side yard at home. And now, no sports coat. Took the sports coat off. Something better's got to come up. There we go. This is Dorothy's 12th birthday party. She's there, a little one in the white slacks there, I think. Yeah. No, that's not her. That's me anyway. in the checkered shirt. Oh, there's Dorothy with the white blouse on there. And off to the left, here's Dick with the sailor hat on. And Dick brings out Nadine, our maid, to meet with Mother, who was watching over the festivities. Dad liked that flagpole, and he liked the flag up there. And Charlie Slade again. He's being the youngest one in the neighborhood. Got a lot of attention. Behind the fence there, we had the birthday party and the cake. The mother was holding the cake. She sat it down. Nadine, we had to get it all lit, which is the next part of the routine. There we go. Dorothy's holding the cake. Mother lighting it up, and me in the background to the left there, watching over the activities. Finally got the cake lit. I'm looking over to see who is going to be there to have cake, taking count. Nadine and Mother. In the 30s, because of the Depression, there were a lot of extra young ladies around who did serve as maids. It gave them some place to live, and it gave them a small pittance as an allowance for the week. And they were many times very happy to have it, as there were farm girls coming off of large families on the farm who couldn't afford to keep them there. Here's Dorothy getting rid of her 12th birthday cake candles. I know the date, August 27, 1941, because I counted the candles. Dorothy was born in 1929, so I had 12 years to that. 1941, August 27, 1941. Mother Nadine. Mother says, now Nadine, you go ahead and cut the cake, which she did. Dick is in the white sailor hat. You can tell him. Beyond that, I don't know who these people are, or can't distinguish them too well. There's Charlie Slade again. The neighbor, boy that lives kitty corner across the street from us. Dick drinking his Coke. And here we are at the big festivities in the recreation room at Wausau. It was me, and now who the rest of these people are, George Stevens, who they are really doesn't matter, just as long as you can see it's the recreation room. Dad added an addition to the house in about 1941 or 42, and in the basement he installed a recreation room, which had a small kitchen with a refrigerator, stove, and sink, and the room was tile floored, had a phonograph for music and dancing, and his statement then was, I'd rather have you guys come and have your parties here. At least I know where you are. Well, that was all well and good. He really knew where we were, because on the first floor, above the recreation room, he put his master bedroom. So he could lay in bed and listen to activities downstairs if he wanted to, make sure everything was well in hand. Alongside of that was a sitting room for he and Mother. And the two bedrooms upstairs were, there were two bedrooms on the second floor. There's me and Sally Sasma. That was my date for the 1946 prom. She was from Hatley, Wisconsin. I took her to the prom first and last time. Well, it wasn't the first time. It was the last time I saw her, though. I'd known her in high school. And this was the big date for that particular prom. I'd come home from service, and I'd been in service about a year at that time. The fellow that was with me, I don't recall his name, and we both came up from Scottsfield, Illinois, where I was stationed. And I can't remember who he was, sadly. This was Lotus Prigent, a friend of Dorothy's who fixed her up with the other guy. A blind date type situation. There's Dick. Now this is, again, prom time, I think. No, party time. Or it could be prom. Dick and more friends. This is Dorothy and Dick's group. There's Dorothy. Dick had lost a year of school because of illness back in the 30s, so he and Dorothy were in the same class. And they had a lot of mutual friends. They knew a lot of people and chummed around with the same group of people.
Years have gone by. My, how she grew. I liked her looks when I carried her books. Then Kalamazoo.
There's Dick and his date, Rosie Leland. Rosie didn't look too happy with that date that night. Johnny Slade, and I don't know who he took off. This is Dave Riddle. Dave Riddle became the chairman of the Federal Reserve under Reagan. Reagan appointed him in 1985, and he served until 1989. Then he went back to Northwestern University, where he had been a professor. He was replaced by Alan Greenspan, who is still the chairman of the Federal Reserve Board right now, or chairman of the Federal Reserve. There's Dorothy. And Dick down the bottom there. And this gal in blue is Nancy Alexander. She is the heir to the Alexander estate of Owasso. The Alexander family are the ones who logged or started the logging business in Owasso and made many, many millions of dollars in the process. They have set up trust funds, and those trust funds own the majority stock in the M&I Bank Corporation, which has got banks all throughout the state of Wisconsin. Nancy incidentally lives in Fox Point, just outside of Milwaukee here, big palatial estate, and she's now in the process of selling that and moving back to a new home that she's building in Owasso. That's her in blue again. That was a wild party, a big yawn. Dorothy again. And Johnny Slade wound up working for Employers Mutual, is now retired, lives in California, has a home in California and one in Connecticut. He's got children on both coasts, so he decided he better have a home in both places. He didn't do too badly with Employers Mutual. He was a salesman. Okay, now that same spring break, or April 1946, when I got home from service, there's my mother, and we took Dick and Dorothy and myself, mother and the dog, Hansel, out in the side yard, and Dad made all kinds of movies for us. From a side yard, we decided we'd go around and sit on the front porch. That made a good posing spot. A little windy that day. Must have been March or April, May. There's Dad with Hansel von Emden III. That was the name he hung on the dog. Von Emden apparently is a family name going back a couple generations that he knew about, but I didn't, or wasn't able to find. And the little guy sitting on the steps is Charlie Slade again. He always seemed to muscle in on the movies somehow or other. Mother with her mink wrap. They're getting ready to go to high school, Dorothy and Dick, followed by Phyllis Hollander, a friend of Dorothy's. They got a ride from the Slades. There's Johnny and Charlie in the Graham Page car, two-door. And that was driven by Mrs. Slade. She'd load up the whole troop and take them up to junior high school, let her husband out, where he was the assistant principal. There's Russell. And then go on to the senior high school and let Dick and Dorothy and Johnny Slade out. I think that routine, well, at the point, I don't know exactly what this routine was because I was in the service. Here I got myself out of the uniform. Look at Mother's hat. How about that, the big flower on the hat? That was pretty standard stuff for 1947. 46, I mean. There's Hansel. Oh, Hansel. Character dogs. We had 3 of them. They were all idiots. I mean, they were all goofy. Here's my Aunt Gert on the right. Aunt Gert was a school teacher, and I had a person I worked with who had been a student of hers. He says she was tough and she was mean, but she was always fair. He learned a lot from her, apparently. Now we got the Wausau High School marching band uniforms. Dick and Johnny Slade. Must have been some concert or, yeah, probably some auditorium concert. A little early for marching outside. Okay, guys, take off your hats. There you go. See what you look like. And here we are in the side yard again with Hansel, Mother, and Dorothy. We had the little dog trained pretty well, and you see we get him to sit up over here. Okay, Hansel, sit up. Up. There he goes. It was standard procedure. Any one of the dogs, we had to teach him how to sit up. Here we are in Wichita Falls, Texas, in now we go backward. This is October 1945 at Wichita Falls, Texas, and I was stationed outside of Wichita Falls at Shepherd Field, Texas, about 5 miles outside of town. My mother there was 45 years old, and I was all of 18. I had been in the service for 6 months. Mother and Dad had driven down. They had friends in Wichita Falls, and they came down. First time they saw me after I'd gotten into service, and it was a good visit. The big thing, the year before, Dad had given me a pipe with a can of tobacco and said, okay, you're 17 years old, you can start to smoke, which I did. And when I got into service, I found that I didn't have time to light to pack the pipe and tamp with it and putz with it, so I took up cigarettes instead. That was the thing at that time. When you began to smoke, generally you smoked cigarettes, that assured your manhood. Then you had become a man. And through this film, as you notice, George smoked, I smoked, Uncle Ben smoked, Dad smoked, everybody smoked, except the women. And Mother and none of my aunts on her side smoked. Here we got to show you how to GI a cigarette butt. This was standard Army procedure. You had to take and tear up your cigarette and grind it all up, and then throw the remnants on the floor. At least on the Army bases, you wouldn't find cigarettes butt hanging around or on the streets or sidewalks of any Army Air Force base.
On Blueberry Hill, when I found you, the moon stood still.
I don't know what we were after there or what we were discussing, but this one here, my dad had gotten a diamond ring, and I was quite impressed with it. I think this ring may be in Tom's possession right now, if I'm not mistaken. But, and I could be mistaken. The watch he had given me when I went into service, just comparing accuracy.
Sweet melody, and all of those.
At this point, I was about 184 pounds, and had form-fitted shirts. The shirts were tailored to fit your form. Fortunately, my form at that point was still fairly good. I've had people look at these films and say, "Who's that, Dad?" Well, it has changed a little bit. Army taught me how to walk in square corners, you know. Didn't make corner here, though.
I bring my home with me. I'll be with you where the baby.
Oh, we get back to the recreation room again. This time it's Dorothy and Audrey Lund down there, and again Nancy Alexander on the right. This must have been a dress-up day or something or other, or some kind of dance maybe. But they were all set to go, and they were admiring or looking at Dad's beer mug collection. He had a collection of Metlock beer mugs, which he had on display down in the recreation room. He also was intrigued with the high heels that the girls were wearing. This gave them something to do while he was shooting the movie. Later on, at a different time, the girls all got together and had a little impromptu party by themselves. This group of girls is, after 55 years, still gets together about once every 2 or 3 months. They all live in the state of Wisconsin. They're all living and are all very good friends. It starts with Nancy Alexander. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. Okay, there's Patti Zastro, Lotus Frigent, Ethel Zabel in the blue. Come on, in the blue. Jenny Wall, whose husband was president of Kimberly-Clark, Audrey Lund, Dorothy, and Nancy Alexander, the heiress, the one that's got all of them. Well, she gets an allowance from the trust fund annually. Pretty well fixed. But they still get together, and they still have quite a bit to keep them. You know, they're all grandmas now, and they all have to discuss who's got what, and et cetera, as far as children goes. It's quite a thing for a period of being friends for 55 years and still seeing each other. Now we go on to the big day. September 4th, 1948, the wedding of Edward G. Silbernagel and Mary Ann Plyer at St. Mary's Church in Wausau, across the street, across Grand Avenue from the Matthew River Brewing Company. Here comes Aunt Erna and Uncle Don and John Whiteman, all the way down from Superior to take in the wedding. As, if I can make these people out, I'll call out who they are. Aunt Gert on the right and Aunt Helen on the left. Helen with the fur piece on. Who these two are, I'm not quite sure. Here comes Aunt Marion, Ben Silbernagel Jr., and Johnny Silbernagel, my two cousins. They're Uncle Ben's kids. Here we had the bridesmaid's car with Dorothy and Jenny Wall and Nancy Morange getting out of the car. And the one opening the door was Liz Adams, who was then Liz Metcalf. This is Leo Plyer, Mary's uncle, who gave her away at the wedding. Talking to my Aunt Helen Holderman. There's Mary getting ready to get out of the car as soon as she gets the signal. There's Ami Plyer on the left, Mary's mother, and my mother on the right. How about those hats? That was the thing. And they were all set for the big day. There's Ami again. And mother. And there's my dad. And my grandmother with the white gloves on. You barely make her out, but being close to the TV set here, I can tell who it is. Here came Mary in Leo's car, and he walks her up to the church. This is a quick sequence. We couldn't take pictures inside the church, so it isn't too long, and they show the people coming out of the church, specifically Mary and I. A couple of latecomers here. You better hurry up and get in there. Here we are on our way out now. Charlie Helke, who is now the Helke's undertaking funeral parlor in Wausau. There's Mary, there's me, there's Dick. And I think right alongside of Dick is Dorothy. And Jenny Wall. And Bob Tullier on the right. Sid Kyler. And Mary's Uncle Leo. There's Liz Adams and her aunt and their two children, two daughters. The bridesmaids' car again coming up. Dorothy, Jenny, and Nancy getting ready to go into the Elks Club where the reception was held. Uncle Ben talking to Bob Wolfert, the policeman. Uncle Ben always kept on good friendly terms with the police because he was generally in some kind of mischief with the police, and he liked to have them on his side. And again, Charlie Helke, Bob Tullier, Sid Kyler, and Swampy Klein, Uncle Francis. And let's see now what's coming up. Oh yeah, here we got Judge Stone. I never knew this guy, but my dad and mother did. He was a local judge in Wausau and quoted in the paper most often by throwing people in jail. There's Dick and me and the honeymoon car. This is a 1947 Mercury that we took on our honeymoon, and later it was used by Swampy and Dorothy on their honeymoon. There's Uncle Leo, Mary's Uncle Leo behind her there. I got to get the double-breasted suit put together. You got to stop and pose for a picture. This is Father Thomas, I think it was, who was a friend of my dad's and came to, was not part of St. Mary's Parish, I don't think. He came into the parish, though, to perform the marriage mass. I don't know exactly where he was located. Well, the reception's over apparently, and we're heading... Oh, no it isn't. Not quite. Dorothy again. And we're waiting for Mary to get ready to get in the car. There we go. She's getting ready to get in the honeymoon car and take off with me up to the Superior area where we had our honeymoon. Mother and Dad here are talking with someone. I don't know exactly who it is. I can't tell. I probably should know. But notice again that hat. That was the thing. A hat and a mink neck piece. This is Mary's Aunt Ana Adams and Uncle Leo. Dorothy coming up. And Ana Adams was a touchy-feely type individual, so notice it. Oh, yes, nice material. We had a second camera. And Dad apparently loaded up both cameras, so here we are back at the church. We're coming out. We're not going to go through the entire routine, but me and Mary and Dick and Dorothy, and we get a little different view this time, I suppose. Jenny and Bob Tullier, Sid Kyler, Nancy Nancy Morange, Leo, and there's Uncle Francis, and Uncle Swamp and Mother. Here's Dad with my grandmother Whiteman. She was having a ball, all dressed up and performing. Right behind Dad is Uncle Ernie and Benny Silbernagel, Ben Jr. There's Dad again. Boutonniere, all set. And these were friends of my mother and Dad, bridge playing partners and all that sort of stuff. Part of the bridge group, I should say. Dr. Stevens, the family doctor. Here's Uncle Clarence and Aunt Marge. Clarence had a slight problem, physical problem. He was otherwise known as Uncle Colitis. Now we jump forward to December 28th, I think, 1948. Dorothy and Swampy got married, and this is their turn. There were bridesmaids waiting out in front, getting ready for Dorothy to come out and get in the car. And, oh, no, there's a bridesmaid's car, sorry. This sequence shows Dorothy and Swampy coming out of the rectory at St. Mary's rectory, where they apparently had signed the marriage papers for the church or whatever. Swampy and Dorothy. His brother was the best man, and Mary was Dorothy's matron of honor. Ah, how we have changed. In looks. Uncle Francis, Swampy, his brother, I'm not sure which brother it was. And they went around the block and came up in front of the church, and now they're ready to go in to get married. As long as they got all the documents signed, ready to go. Oh, we've got to turn our music over here and see if we can continue with a little musical background. This again was at St. Mary's Church. Wait a minute, I got that wrong. This is at the reception. Oh boy, I have that wrong. We're at the reception at the Elks Club again. Their reception was the Elks Club also. And now they're getting ready to go off on the honeymoon. Dorothy and Mother and Dick. He's not going on the honeymoon. There's Swampy, Uncle Swampy. Dorothy getting in the honeymoon car and getting ready to take off. Where they went, I don't know. They didn't tell me. Fire up, Swamp. Off you go. And it's just about time for a potty break here, folks. Oh, we're going back to the church again. Son of a gun. No potty break. Apparently Dad was using two cameras and he got the sequence of films out of wacky again. This is really dark and really hard to read, so if you do want to go potty, just get up and go. You're not going to miss too much. It's the usual crowd going back into the church for the big wedding. And some parts you can't see at all, such as this. You can see it's a school in the background, but that's about it. And this is a really bad sequence. But rather than try to mess around and edit these movie films or the tapes, we just played them through as they were. If you hurry, you can go potty and get back in time. You're not missing anything. The old billboard over across the street hadn't changed in 3 months, still advertising Coca-Cola. And there's Johnny Whiteman and Aunt Erna getting ready to go into the church. And Johnny's all bundled up for the winter weather. There's Benny again talking to a policeman. Uncle Ben liked to keep those police under surveillance to make sure they weren't getting in his way. Who this woman is, I don't know. There's my Aunt Helen Holterman on the right again. She made it to all the weddings and baptisms, I think. Well, the weddings. The bridesmaids. And your guess on this is as good as mine. You can make it anything you want. Oh, there's Mother coming up to the church. Yep. And finally we got Dorothy. Heading into St. Mary's Church. There's Dad. He's getting ready. He brought her up. Who this is, I'm not sure. In fact, I don't know. Another one I don't know. Quick ceremony, though. Here they come out of the church. And Big Smoochie and Dorothy and Swamp are now married. And have been married for some 45 years. Well, I kept saying 50. It was 45, sorry. Will be 45. Here comes Dad again with his boutonniere. He's got his winter cap on, notice. Wide brim. That was the thing in 1948. For women, too. There's Aunt Helen, Aunt Gert. Benny Silbernagel on the left with Johnny Silbernagel and Aunt Marion. Benny is now a physicist out at Stanford University, I think. Got a doctor's degree, the whole works. There's Mother again. And Ben Silbernagel, Johnny Silbernagel, and Marion. Uncle Ben to the right and Dad to the left. Ah, here we go. On to our next segment here. We jump up to 1970 and we took a trip down to Florida. And were accompanied or met by the Oldfields. And we got a little music going with this, which will change the pace a little bit. This is music coming up a little closer to the 1970s. Now we're at Cypress Gardens. That's where we started. There's Mary, Matthew. You can do anything but lay off of my blue suede shoes. Matthew again, just the top of his head. Go, cat. And there's Mary again. Now it's me, Patti down there, and Matthew. He's looking across the lagoon to the north side of the Cypress Gardens. In 1970, this was the big attraction, the gardens on the north side of the lake. And we had live alligators, what do you know? Fortunately, they weren't too hungry, so the people were able to stand up on the sidewalk there, but being ready to move in case the alligators came too fast.
One for the money, two for the show, three to get ready. Now go, cat, go, but don't you step on my blue.
Palm trees, Florida.
You can do anything.
And we had to have a water ski show. This has been doing about the same thing for the last 22 years. Dick and I were here at Cypress Gardens in June of 1992, and basically the ski show, water ski show, is about the same as what we saw in 1970. Hadn't changed too much. They added another stadium on the south side of the lake frontage there.
Hello, baby. Yeah, this is the Big Bopper speaking. Oh, you sweet thing.
Tigers. Water skiing tigers.
Oh, baby, you know what I like. Chantilly lace and a pretty face and a ponytail hanging down.
Skiers without skis. Backward and forward. Did the same thing this year. And a lot of water skiing young ladies.
Oh, baby, that's what I like. What's that, baby? But, oh, honey. But, oh, baby.
Ski jumpers.
What I like.
Both ways. 3 at a time. And the strange part is this routine where we got 3 goes up. The guy on the right almost loses it. We saw exactly the same thing when Dick and I were there in June. I don't think it was the same guy, but same routine. We had to have clowns, and they had clowns.
Pick you up at 8, and don't be late. But baby, I ain't got no money, honey.
Whoop, lost his pants.
Oh, all right, honey.
Naturally, the water ski show had the finale was the kite. And here he comes, ready to put her right down at the lake edge, which he did. From Cypress Gardens, we went over to Tampa and take in Busch Gardens. The 2 big attractions at that time in the 1970s. It's Patti and Mary and Willie. A lot of fountains all around Busch Garden area. This year we didn't see any seals, though. There was a pavilion which they give you the free beer. They still do. More fountains and birds galore, all kinds of birds. Peacock here, parrot on the right and parrot on the left. Naturally, we had to have a bird show. We didn't get to that this year, but they had it. Keep telling Gail we've got to teach Mickey something like this.
She's the one that yells alone. She's my baby.
Bar, bar. A flying bird? Not quite.
Let's rock again now.
More ducks out in the wild of the ponds, all kinds of birds. And flamingos. Boy, did they have flamingos. Had a little garden area here with dwarf village, I guess you'd call it. It's somewhat similar to Snow White with all the dwarfs. Although in this case it was Cinderella. A little castle.
If you knew Peggy Sue, then you know why I feel blue without Peggy.
The dwarf farm, it says.
Oh, well, I love you, Gail.
Here's Patti. Look quickly.
Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue. Oh, how my heart yearns.
There was Snow White. And another fountain and more swans. Big pineapple plant. Here we got to the monorail finally. Monorail was something else. It was part of our plans when Dick and I went down there in June this year to take a ride on the monorail. Sadly, when we got there, big sign informed us that the monorail was not operating due to repairs. So we didn't get an opportunity to ride in this thing. This is probably one of the better parts of Busch Garden. At the time we were there, the monorail was the big ride. However, since then they've added a number of other rides, water slides, show auditoriums. But even in 1970 it was something else to see which we hadn't been exposed to before. Here's a case of the King on the Mountain there, Papa Gorilla. And look at where Mama's hiding. She don't want any part of that. Let's stay down here where it's safe. Zebras, goodly number of zebras. And a zebra colt.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much of love drives a man insane. You broke my will, but what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I let you love what I thought it was funny. You came along and woo, now honey, I've changed my mind. This love's fine. Great balls of fire. Kisses, baby.
Big pig. Big tortoise turtles. And lions. Male and female. Gazelles? No. Emus? I don't know what these are. They're big though. There's a vulture. Strange looking deer. Huh.
Holy baby.
Strange looking bird. All kinds of strange looking things out there. Another strange looking bird. Rhinoceroses. All the animals have got free range of the area they're in. They're separated by moats. In some cases, fences that keeps the lions away.
You broke my heart when you said we'll part.
Elephants.
My tears feel like rain. Ain't that a shame?
Giraffes. And hippopotamuses. For a real live one. Here's the strangest bird of all. A big old ostrich. Whoops, oh, this is an elephant. More elephants, big ears. More giraffes, more zebras, more ostrich. You know, the place was under construction when we were there in 1970. And in 1992, they're still under construction. They're continually building. Now we're heading back into the barn, more or less, or the station for the monorail. That building there is was the big restaurant, still is, Alpine style. Here we got to St. Petersburg, and I was doing something in the back end of the car. I don't think I was changing a tire. St. Petersburg Mobile Home Park, owned by Mobile America, who I worked for at that time, had a beautiful swimming pool, a shuffleboard courts. It was a dandy mobile home park. Water access if you had a cabin cruiser. There's Willie getting ready to set up chairs at the swimming pool. Picnic tables. Ideal living for a retired family or people down there. Is Kathy, Patti, and Matthew taking a little swim. Patti trying to find the bottom. A little deep for her there. I'll grab a hold of the railing. Gail taking a plump into the pool. Blotch. And I had to show my ability of how good a diver I was. Well, I still haven't improved on that. That's about the best diving I do. Again, I tried. Now, we decided to leave Tampa, drove through the Orlando area, no Disney World at that time, and headed for Miami. Miami had constructed quite a freeway system, and this was an interchange of the east-west and north-south freeways. The freeway going to the east didn't have far to go going to Miami Beach, and that was as far as they could go on that side. We're going west, you went out to the airport. Key Biscayne. Out in this area is the Seaquarium, which is a water show with various fish, etc. SeaWorld now up at Orlando competes somewhat, but they don't have the exotic fish that the Seaquarium down in Miami has. There's Willie waiting for the bunch to get out of the car and go into the Seaquarium. Come on, people, he said. An old old barnacle-covered anchor was at the entrance, along with the porpoise. There's Matthew down there. And Hugo, the killer whale, was the big, or one of the big attractions. This is before SeaWorld opened up in Orlando and actually did training of the killer whales. This one didn't do any performing. He was strictly in the water and to be looked at. It's a very large size animal. Mammal.
She's as skinny as a stick of macaroni. Ought to see her rock and roll with her blue jeans on. She's not very fast.
This was the auditorium in which they had the shows, which will come on in a little bit. Now we're inside that auditorium, and the first star of the show was a seal. You better do your stuff there, Sammy. Give the trainer a kiss. Ah, yes. Now we're ready to go. Play a little ball. Big balls, little balls. Go pick up the ball now, Sammy. Oh, that's pretty clever. Put it on your nose. Oh, he's got a toy doll here that he's balancing 1 foot of the doll on his nose. He's supposed to throw it to the trainer, but it fell to the side, so the trainer made him go back and do it all over again. There, now, that's the way it's supposed to do. That's the way it's supposed to go. A ball on a stick. How about that? Even like that so well he clapped for himself. Whoop. Oh, here come the boys. The Pelican Troop. Waddle, waddle, waddle. Get up on the stand there, Louie. Up, 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 up. You don't get the fish. There we go. Now we go on to the porpoise part of the show. This animal was really trained. Did a good job of putting on a show. Gotta put the helmet on. I think it said Miami Dolphins. A little football. Well, Miami Dolphins play football. Throw it up there. There he goes. Just a plain old cap or hat. A little bowling game now, just to keep things going. Whoops. Well, he didn't hit a strike. But look at that, he got a spare. And he rang the bell. And along in the aquarium here, there were a number of ponds. They were all man-made ponds, basically, but they looked natural. They had various specimens, species of fish, turtles, and along the periphery you saw all kinds of birds. Some of them strange, some not so strange. How about a shovel-billed duck? And flamingos. And turtles. Alligators. He was live, although he wasn't moving. There's Gail. Matthew, Willie, and Mary, and Patti. Kathy was standing off to the left there, reading the sign. They weren't kidding. These were sharks. On one shark, you had a pilot fish that, I guess, attached themselves and puddle along, gather up all the remains. Coke time for me. Well, what's next? There's Kathy and Willie, Mary, all feeding the sharks. These are a smaller species, but they were fast. There was a larger porpoise show here, dolphin show, I should say. All right, quiet down there, crowd. The dolphins are doing their best. Oh, a floating turtle. This is taken from inside the one of the tanks where they've got portholes. You can look into the water, or look into see the various specimens flying. And then we got over to, you remember in the late 1960s and the early 70s, there was quite a popular TV show called Flipper. And this was Flipper. This was where he was kept. He was separated from the rest of the porpoises. And he had this little pond all to himself. He was trained. This young lady was his trainer, and she'd ring the bell, or have him come up and ring the bell. And she put him through his paces, shake his head, and et cetera, et cetera. A lot of this stuff he did on TV shows with the trainer off camera to the side. So you looked, seeing the scenes, it looked like he was doing naturally by himself and his own motivation. But after the scene was over, he got fed some kind of fish that kept him happy and kept him doing it. Fairly smart animals. A little posing here for cameras. There you go. He's looking for his fish, though. Kid yourself not. He doesn't do it just because he likes it. A little shake of the hand, and that ended the performance. And that ends our performance for now.
10 seconds. 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Godfrey, 6 months old.
Can you say something?
What's today? August 11th?
Put him in the closet. Tie him up if he won't talk.
No.
Yes.
Can you smile?
August 11th, 1978. Jeffrey Sean is 6 months old.
What?
There you go. Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
Jeff,
Come on, Jeff. Come on.
Jeff.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
You better smile. This is live from Madison.
Come on. Come on, Jeff. Come on.
Jeffrey.
What's he headed for?
Jeffrey. Go get Grandpa. What's that? Eat that light bulb.
Come on, Johnny! Come on! Come on! Hi,
Got a bird down there.
Can you talk?
Goodbye, baby.
Need a treat out there?
What's going on here?
Yes, eat it, eat it.
Isn't he a cutie pie?
Feet up at forward.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Grandpa's new $700 outfit. Okay. Here, let's...
You know? Hi, Jeff. Come on, let's lay down.
Can you smile? Oh, we got all kinds of things on.
Come on.
What's that? Huh? What's that? Hey, Grandpa. Yeah. Hey, how about that? I didn't get for him either. I really didn't.
Don't wait, don't.
Oh, Robin.
The pictures. Are you going?
Yes, I'm going.
Hi there. Merry Christmas. It's the day after Christmas, Ed Silbernagel's birthday, and we have his daughter Kathy and Doug and their little boy Jesse here. This is 1978 Christmas time. And here's Kathy and Doug.
Hi.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas and happy birthday, Ed. Big Ed.
There you go.
Just can't use foul language, that's all. Hi. Oh, hi.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Look at the little light there, huh?
What's this?
Say, button. Oh, did you get that? Did you get that? Here we are. Say, I want to eat it. Is that chocolate or licorice flavors, Here we are at Sunny's Infirmary in Wausau.
Jeff.
Go to Gail.
Oh, he's gonna walk.
All right.
Good. Try him another one. Jeff. doing pretty good with a cookie in his mouth and everything.
Well, you better do good this time, kid, or you're out on the streets.
They'll think you're drunk.
All this exercise.
Okay, Jeff.
Go!
Come on. There, it's a big boy. Come on now. Okay, big boy.
And Jeffy's first little motorcycle.
Oh, my goodness.
Come on. Whee!
Come on. There you go.
What's that, huh? What is that? What is that? Huh? Can you say hi? Can you say hi?
Hey, Merry Christmas, and we're going to eat the microphone. There it goes. Well, you going to interview me? Huh? You going to interview me, Jeff? What's Gail doing? What's Gail doing, huh? Yeah. Mwah. There we go. Mwah. You want to grab my nose this time, huh? Hey, here we are at Milwaukee County Stadium. And Gail, are you going to take this?
Okay. It's July 7th, 1979. Doug and Kathy are here with Jeffy, and we're at the zoo. And there goes Jeffy. He's heading for the grizzly bears. Jeffy. Jeffy.
Yeah, we're going straight.
Come here. Come on. Come over here. There goes the train.
At the great frontier, Jeffrey Shawn about to encounter a grizzly. Jeffrey and Mother ready to ward off the bear at any given moment.
Posing. Pacified, they're getting marshmallows, yeah.
Bears in a natural setting.
That's right. Do it again. Do it again. Do it
Hey, let's hear that go. Arr. Hey, go. What does a bear say, Jeff? What does a bear say? Say, arr. You want to...
Here we are with the giraffe. Can you say giraffe? Look at those tall animals with their long necks. Giraffe. Giraffe. We're interested in the microphone. Here's our little train going by. Oh, look at there. There's my elephants. Mama and Daddy. The people are trying to feed them peanuts and marshmallows. Jeffy's over there somewhere in the crowd. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, she wants us to come over. You got that, Ed?
Get that, Ed?
Oh, dear. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Here it is. Happy Thanksgiving Day. Lots of company over and lots of food. Good beer. This is Douglas. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Pretty good. Now we're going on down to Kathy and her son Jeffy. Say hi.
Say hi, Jeff. Say hi to the cameraman.
Big-eyed, wondering what's going on.
Hey, Sharon.
And we have Sharon here. Yes, you're on. Say hi. Kelly and Laura. They're busy playing games. Okay. Okay, we're walking into the den and meet the rest of the group here that are here for Thanksgiving. They're watching football. I don't know who's playing. Detroit.
In Chicago.
And there's Roger and Jim and Sarah sitting on the couch. Over there.
This is Chef Edward telling you how to do it. Happy Thanksgiving. You got a little bird here. All you do is figure out how to chop them up a little bit. And we've got working on the drumstick right now, if we can get it off of here. And after all these years, you'd think I know how to trim one of these things, but I don't. Well, maybe we'll try another drumstick. Anyway, and we'll work on the breasting a little bit, too. Ah, now I'm getting there. There you are. Here's your... Okay. You can stop any time.
That's to the right.
That's to the right?
That's to the right. Let's have it neat and orderly here. It's our Thanksgiving dinner. Everybody's digging in.
No, it's on the bottom. It's on the bottom side.
What'd you say?
So on the bottom it's hot, and on the side it's okay.
Very good. How you doing there, Jeffy? He's already got a blueberry muffin. Where's the butter? Oh, sorry about that.
Can I express the mood except I am full. It was an excellent meal. And I think everybody else around here feels about the same way. Except Jeff, he's still consuming food. But it's a quiet evening. Thanksgiving, 1979 in Milwaukee. Very good meal. Hi! Here I am. I'm hungry. Let's eat.
Here we are. December 29th, 1979. We're celebrating Christmas and Dad's birthday. We're here at the McCabe's residence in Madison, Wisconsin. Patti's here, and Doug and Jeff and Gail and Dad. And yours truly. Can you say hello? Say hi. Say hello. Say hi, Jeff. Hi. Hello. Say hi. It's like on your telephone. Say hi.
Howdy, Jeff. What do you have in your hand? What is that? That's a microphone. Microphone. Say hello to the microphone. And hello to the light. Smile.
Hi.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi.
You're a star.
And here we have the little man working hard in the kitchen. He's slaved all day to make a good
You
meal
see
for
what
us.
woman's left did to me?
What's that? Huh? Santa Claus come, Jeffy? Come on, come over here. You can open this one, okay? There you go. Rip it apart. It's a big one.
A present for Jeff.
Oh, wow. Is that a doggy, Jeff? Open it up. What is that, Jeff?
He's fucking lived in the box forever.
Yeah, it's Snoopy. Who is that? What is it, Jeff? A what? What is it? What did the doggy say?
There we're going, and nobody's on the microphone.
Uh-oh. Here we go. There.
that's a xylophone.
Yeah. How about that? Can you do that again?
Yeah.
Play the music. How about that?
Wow.
Oh, yeah, be sure, because we can exchange them. Can't sing, you know. Let's see a little.
Your new shoes for Christmas.
Miami, Florida. The sun's shining outside. It's just beautiful out. We're all in our swimsuits, you can tell. Shannon's at a standstill here. I think we should break for a commercial. Have a little commercial for liquor since Dad's got his Jack Daniels, a wild turkey over there, and the Corbel in the kitchen. We're stocked up. Shannon's got the bow off. She's working on the ribbon. Who's that? What's it doing? Give us a smile. Not all. Sorry.
Having fun.
Little help from Dad. Little help from Dad. Shannon gets it open.
Really dig to find something big enough to rest. Hate to keep flipping. You're not helping me.
The elegant paper
Turn it on
stands
the other
out.
side. I think there's an open. There you go.
Oh,
There. That is flat.
Pat. Wow.
Look, that's one thing that she needs really bad.
Fred Flintstone, Scooby-Doo, and Yogi Bear.
Hey, boo-boo. Hey, boo-boo. Grandma!
Thank you. Really one.
Who are the mice? Who are the mice?
Oh, I don't know.
There's Boo-boo.
Yeah.
Roma, Pebbles, Dino.
I know everything else. But the mice.
Oh, here we go for another one. Save the bowls. Wearing underwear.
Oh, really?
So did.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. You pull them out?
Daffy Duck.
Daffy Duck. Hi, Shannon.
With the camera.
I finally made it into this film. We've taken 3 films. This is the 4th one. I'm finally there. Now, who we got? It's my side of the family. You know anybody. Patti? What do you got to say?
Nothing.
Nothing. Did you get fed?
Yeah.
You're full?
Uh-huh.
Matthew is still eating.
Merry Christmas. Good study. Good stuff.
Maggie?
Good food, thanks. I'm full.
Hi, Shannon. You got something to say to me? Huh? Can you look at Gail? Can you look at Gail? What's she doing there?
You give Grandpa
Actually, Midge and Tom. Tom's hidden.
Nice present.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Get along good.
Get a kiss for Grandpa?
Give Grandpa
Get a kiss for Grandpa?
Oh, good girl.
Good.
We got there.
Good breath.
And that should about wind up our film. Now go on Christmas Eve, Channel 18.
Bye.
Happened on 6th Avenue, tonight at 8 on WVTV Milwaukee. Christmas Eve, 1981. The centerpiece, we have to eat it all tonight. Everybody's groaning with me and Shannon. There's Shannon right here, and Margaret. Jack. I'll come down to Jack and Lina came down on Tuesday afternoon, and Gail with the beautiful corsage, looks real nice. Dad's behind the camera after he's just eaten his seafood dish and crab, lobster, shrimp, and just waiting to dig into the tart for Christmas Eve, right? It's going to be a good, everybody's going to go away with extra 10 pounds, but what the heck? Might as well.
Why not?
You want to say, Shannon? What'd you say? Did you say hi to Grandpa?
Say happy Christmas.
Did you say Merry Christmas?
Merry Christmas. Can you say
Oh, come on.
Happy Christmas?
Say Merry Christmas. Look at Grandpa.
Say happy Christmas.
Say Merry Christmas.
I can't hear.
Stay on there.
Hey, on.
Okay, y'all go then.
Okay, you ready? Yeah. Go.
Oh,
Get loud.
oh.
Good, help it. Okay, let it go.
That's good.
All right.
Oh! Okay. Go, vegetarian. Go.
Yell some more.
Go. Go this way.
Let it go.
Go. Go. Ready.
Off the track, there. Whoa! Crash. No.
Wow. Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
And happy birthday, Grandpa.
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
No, not so loud.
Yeah.
Can you sing a song?
What you got behind you there, Jeffy? Those presents that Santa Claus brought?
Yeah.
Are those presents from Santa?
Mm-hmm.
You gonna open them up? Gonna open them up?
Mm-hmm.
Here you go.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Old Milwaukee.
Yes, they come all the way to Wisconsin to get that old Milwaukee.
There. We'll leave it there, okay? He knows how to open presents.
Just kind of adding to it. Ed, you want me to take some shots?
What is that, Jeffy? Oh, that's neat. A what?
Wow.
Dukes of Hazzard?
Is that a nice, what is that? Is that a gas board? A steel?
Oh, you need a little help there.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. Wow, a steering wheel. Look at 543-10-8. Just talk into the microphone, 543-10-8.
Do they have a motor there, Jeff?
Yes.
Turn the motor on again.
Turn the motor on. How's it?
Oh, that's
cute. Can you do it?
Get that horn. There you go. Yeah, really hit it hard. Yeah. Start the car up. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, let's go faster, faster. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, Jeffy's got the Duke's car here, and he's going to tell you all about it, and who he is, and who I am, and who Gail is, right? Okay, now you can tell him, Jeff. Who are you?
I'm the Dukes.
And who is Gail? Daisy.
Daisy.
And who am I?
The police.
Say it louder. They can't hear you.
The police.
Yeah, I was the police. Okay, here I'm coming. You better get ready to go, because I'm going to be chasing you. Are you running? What? Stop. Okay.
Because I need to turn my motor on.
Oh, he's got to turn his motor on.
First I got to put this on.
Oh, you got to put the CV mic back in place, right? Okay. Are you ready? Better hurry up. She may run out of film. Better turn your motor on quick.
Hurry up, Jeff. Get that motor started. Go, go.
We're working on it. Continuing our Christmas celebration here. And right now it's January 9th, somewhere about. And it's about 15 below outside. Cold, notice. Good sweaters. Cold in the apartment, too, about 72, and we haven't turned our furnace on yet.
Yep.
What's Shannon doing here?
What you doing, Shannon?
You going to tell us? Huh? Can you talk a little bit with Grandpa? Oh, okay. We'll get it out of your way. We're unwrapping a bowl. Is it tough, Shannon? Huh? No? Want help from Grandpa? No? Okay. You better hang on for a little. It's going to take some time. And tonight, besides Shannon, we've got Patti, all the way from Madison, at 15 below on the Badger bus. Patti, right? And Ridge, all the way from 54th Street. And Tom. Got the car going anyway. Okay, and we're still working on the package. I think we're getting closer. Oh, ho, ho. What do you got there, Shannon? Huh? It's coming. Coming slow but sure. Oh, my goodness. You got a milk carrier with all 6 little milk, a 6-pack. What do you know about that?
Aren't those nice, Shannon? Those are like arrows.
And Shannon got a playhouse. Now she's got something to put in her playhouse.
Yeah.
Milk 6-pack.
Milkman can
Yeah.
The milk what?
Okay. What did you get there?
A camera.
I think it's scotch taped together. So see how sharp your fingernails are.
Oh, great. I have
Yeah.
a little pocket one that broke.
It broke. Well, now you're back in business again.
Really?
And I think you got the batteries in the film, too.
Oh, my initials?
Huh?
My initials?
Your initials. I hope they're right.
Yes. Yep. Oh, and some film? That means I can I take pictures?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thank you. You're welcome. How do I do this now? I suppose I have to read.
Matthew couldn't make it over today because his car wouldn't work. 15 below, and he couldn't get it started.
Dear. Did you say?
Julie, she's almost a year and a half old, right? Can you say anything to the camera? Huh? How old are you? 1. 1 and a half, huh? You want to say something? What are you going to say? Say hi. Say hi. Say bye. Can you wave bye? Wave bye. Huh? What are you eating? Are you eating a banana? How's a sheep go?
Mama.
How's a lion go?
I.
How does a dog go? How's a dog go? How does a dog go?
Mom.
You want it? You can have it. That's Patti. Patti worked New Year's Eve. How much did you make?
What?
How much did you make New Year's Eve on tip? 60. Ooh.
How long did you work?
Till 12 o'clock. Why don't you go interview Patti? Go over there and interview Patti then. Go over and interview her.
Hi,
Say hi, Patti.
Hi, Julie.
Say, how are you doing?
Hi. Look this way. Go over this way.
That's Aunt Patti. And can you dance? Huh?
We're talking. We're talking.
You turn the light on again.
Hi, you're on camera.
This is Julie.
Open.
I finally got into the picture.
Open.
Yeah. Julie's opening her package. Oh, there's Julie right there. What do you know about that?
Her favorite.
Oh my God, who is this?
Oh, her favorite.
We need to stay
You're working at those papers, boy.
Dad,
There you go. There you go.
Oh. Turn around. Who's this? Who's this? Tell Grandpa who that is.
Is that
Who is that?
You know who that is.
Big
Is it Big Bird?
Big Bird?
Who is this?
Big Bird. Oh, she watches Big Bird all the time.
Big Bird is her favorite.
Oh, boy.
Well, there you go. There you go. Now you got a box.
Holy smokes.
You probably have to open the floor, Joel.
Okay, let's get it right now.
A little help from Joel, and away it's gonna go. Oh yes, you gotta put it together. I'll put together twice. What do you know? There's Big Bird.
There he is.
There you go. Ha!
This is Shannon.
Say Merry Christmas and Happy
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's.
What are we going to do?
Gonna open it up.
Is it open?
No, I won't narrate. Tom will narrate.
Keep going. Fine. Let's go.
Tom, here.
You got it, Margaret. It won't reach this time.
It will too.
Oh, tight. You got it in there. You want me to talk?
Yep.
This is January 2nd. We finally made our connection a little late, but we're still doing it. All the presents have been. What are you opening up, Shan? What's it look like?
Soccer ball.
Oh,
Wow.
a soccer ball?
Oh, boy.
How long have you been wanting one of those?
For a long time.
Since before your birthday. Boy, that's really neat.
Sizes and... Oh, you're kidding me, do they? Yeah. That's size 14. Size 15. I didn't know.
Oh, yeah?
I got a sack.
Yeah, take it.
Thank you.
Whoa, right into the fireplace.
All right. You play junior soccer, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right. Kick it again? Good kick. Boy, that's really nice. There you go. Okay, I'm going to open ours now. Gosh. We'll turn the tables on those guys and get ours.
Do you narrate? Say, Dad's opening his present now.
Dad's opening his present now.
Our present, not his, ours. What we got here? Ooh. A clock. We can have some time in our kitchen. Okay, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Now come sit on your lap and that'll do it. What do you got here?
Oh, okay.
This is the first time the two of us have been in a Christmas movie together.
It's about time.
Can't have the director and the model in at the same time. You have to still do the end part of your movie? Yeah. We have to do the beginning part too. We're not organized this year.
This year we're not putting it together too well, but it'll look better when we see it. Whoa, what's this?
An envelope. I wonder it was so light. Oh my God!
Oh, gift certificate to Mother's Restaurant.
Oh, thank
Super.
you.
Thank you, Ray.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Tom.
We get to go out to eat.
Yeah.
Well, that's our movie for 1982, folks. We hope you all enjoyed it.
We had a fun time making this film for you.
And oddly enough, because of Reaganomics, this year our problem was
No costumes, no scenery.
no dancing, no nothing.
No.
Just blank film. That's all we could afford. Anyway,
We thank the whole cast here for a marvelous film
and if we win an Oscar, we'll share it.
with everyone.
That's all, folks. See you in 1982.